In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this camp grub box that'll fit in the back of your car. And I built mine big enough to do a set of 4 easily, and also have all the utensils and everything I need to cook, like salt and pepper, cooking oil, my silverware. And up on top, I even have enough room for my stove. So let's get started and I'll show you how to build it. Alright, so I'm out here in the shop trying to get all of this to fit, and basically with this first box it just simply isn't going to fit because I don't have enough room to put it in the car. So I guess I'll treat this as a prototype, and then for the bigger car we'll make a bigger box. But I have some limitations here to work with. I can't be any more than 17 wide for the total. So that's about right here. We'll put that kind of right on this edge. And so I want a place where I can get some knives, forks, and spoons, and maybe some salt and pepper and things that I need to cook, some cooking oil. And then I need to also integrate in a shelf for the stove. So I think what I'll do, if you measure this stove about 4 inches, and so what I can do is I can take it apart and put it on its side, and then I only need about 3. So I was going to do 3 shelves, but that won't work. So what I'm going to have to do is take this shelf off and just cross that out, and then make this so that's about 3 inches to the top, and then all the rest of the stuff is going to have to fit down here. And hopefully I think I have enough room to put my bottle up here of fuel as well. So it's going to be a very simplified box, but if I measured this, I can probably stack these dishes like this, and then I'll have enough room for like a little utensil box on the side, and we can work on that later. So the first thing I need to do is cut out all the parts. Alright, I've got my cut list, and I've got some scrap here, and I have some other this here is a piece where I took a cabinet apart, so I've got some nails here I need to get out. Like this, I'm going to have to pull these nails, staples and things like that, so they don't damage my saw. And I've got to take these out. My scrap piece of wood. So this is a little bit awkward this way, and 17's too long for my chop saw. So this is a good use for my sled. So I've just got them propped up here. And this will go like that. And so I think what I'll do is I'll assemble this much, and then I'll come back and do these 2 pieces after I get this assembled. The thing I want to do is mark them. So this is, and I know how they go together. Side and up. This is a side. this is a shelf in front. Okay. Now the best way to put these together, the reason I went with 3/4 just because I wanted to use pocket screws. A little heavy, but makes fastening a lot easier. So what we'll do, we'll mark where we want pocket screws. Okay, they'll be on the bottom. You won't see them. And that'll connect the sides, and then we need to connect okay, so what we'll do, we'll put so these shelves will hold that case together. Now it's way easier to have a dedicated jig, but I can just drill them one at a time like this. And it's a lot easier to clamp this together to put your pocket screws in. Everything's lined up. Now the great thing about pocket screws, if I made a mistake or something, I can just take it out and put it back in. Okay. So when I can just store it this way, and then I can cook with it this way. Okay, so that works just fine. So I like that. Now we can put the back on, and I'll just pick the let's see if I can see it. When you're dealing with scrap lumber, sometimes I think I would rather have these holes on the inside so that the outside looks pretty. Okay, then this will fold down this, and you have a table. I need to see if I can find a hinge. So the best hinge for a job like this is the strap hinge, piano hinge here. I got 48 inches for, I don't know how much it was, probably about $10. So this is how the hinge is going to go on. It's going to go on like this. I'm going to trim this to length, and then when it opens, it's going to be pretty flat. It won't be 100% perfect, but pretty flat. Just lay it out like this. We'll pre-drill. Now for the top, I'm just gonna grab a pencil and mark this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill some dowels. I'll put 2 in the back and 1 in the front. 2 on the top first. Okay. So I just cut these on the bandsaw. That's the easiest way. Alright, so I need to align this one here just a little bit. Now, if you want, you can use this as a bench. Plenty strong enough. Just pop this off. This down. And then the next thing is trying to... There are a couple ways that you could put a handle on. You could put a bracket on, they have them like this, or I could cut a hole in. Not too bad just to sit on. Just about the right height, at least for me. So, anytime you put a door on, there's always going to be some sort of adjustment. So, here I've got a little bit of out of alignment, so that's no problem. Now I've got the highs off, I can just finish it up with the belt sander. Knock down the corners. So there's just a little bit more handwork to do here and there, but I want all the corners to be nice and smooth. Now I'm going to take a round over bit and smooth these handles out. I've sanded the entire case to at least 220, and then I took a vacuum and blew everything off. And I'm just going to apply a simple coat of shellac. I'm actually going to do several coats, and it'll work fine for this kind of thing, but you can use any kind of finish you want. I just like shellac. So after this dries, I need to sand this down next and then work off all the highs on the finish. It's got the first coat, it's dry, so this is a good time to take, I believe this is 320, and just go over the whole thing and then vacuum it down, and then you can put on another coat. And then you can also do this at the very end to knock off the highs and get it nice and smooth. Okay, so here's our grub box. So here, this works great on a picnic table. And just slide it back a little bit. Now inside, we've got 4 sets of everything. I've got my coffee maker. You can either set something on here, or you can take it off. And then there's the stove. And then in here, I grabbed one of these utility boxes, and I've got the knives, forks, and spoons, rag. This is hot chocolate. This is a sugar substitute. And that's coconut oil, and that it leaked a little bit. So, and then that is some other knickknacks. And then we have extra storage space up here. And I think we're about ready to cook dinner. This great backdrop right here by the lake. Isn't that pretty? So after taking it camping and using it, I really do like it. It's pretty handy, and it makes everything so much more organized and easy to find, and all basically in one spot. The only thing I had to do was put my big pots and pans in another like plastic tub, but that's a small price to pay for having everything else exactly where I need it.